I wanted to get started by showing you that, because I think that's a great representation of what Holmdel High School is all about, okay? In that we rally together for a common cause, okay? You saw not only bad dancing from a few of the folks over there, but what you really saw was an entire school coming together, okay? All approximately 1,000 students, 100 faculty members. We had everyone was involved in making that experience one that'll be lasting forever, right? So in just a matter of 3 months, we have over 13,000 views on that, which I think is pretty cool, right? So it's not so much that, oh, did everybody do a good job, but it's more of that. That is Holmdel High School, what you saw right there, us rallying together in support of one another for a common cause. So hope you enjoyed it. All right, so you're going to get some information today that you're going to be able to take with you as we get you ready to officially become freshmen at Holmdel High School. Okay, you've met me a number of times. I'm Dr. Koo. I'm going to be your principal. Hey, for the first time, you're meeting Assistant Principal Casey Rizzatello. Ms. Rizzatello joins us as an overseer of our guidance department, specifically grades 7 to 12, while also serving as assistant principal. So we're very excited to welcome her to the team. And you've been introduced before to Mr. McCauley, the other assistant principal. He is primarily responsible for discipline and building security. Okay, so you know, I know that sounds big and bad, but we're really this is your team to support you, and we'll leave no stone unturned in doing so, as will the supervisory team. Okay, so these are just faces that you'll see that you'll get used to very soon. Okay, but each content area, that really means each subject has a supervisor. Okay, so they'd be your primary contact along with your guidance counselor, okay, whom we would go to if we ever needed something, okay, whether it was on the curriculum side in terms of the supervisors. But here, as the counselors, each one of you has been assigned a counselor. Okay, this staff member will remain your counselor for the next 4 years. Okay, they'll be the ones that'll be calling your name when you walk across the stage, shaking my hand at graduation. Okay, and anything that you need, okay, they're there for you. If you need to be pointed in the right direction, okay, you need to be redirected, or most importantly, the path in which you choose for the rest of your life will start right here with them. So you were introduced to your guidance counselor today, and they'll be friendly faces. All right, so what is this all about? Okay, so each year, I'm going into my 3rd year as principal here at Holmdel High School. My staff sees this image right here. Okay, our vision for Holmdel High School. And what does this mean? Okay, so every decision that we make here, okay, I kind of guess that I make approximately 100 decisions a day in the moment. Okay, and I have to tie them all back to one of these 4 things. Okay, and if it doesn't do it, then I don't allow myself to do it. Okay, so we always focus on increasing student achievement in all areas. Okay, whatever it is that your output is in the classroom, okay, that's a direct result of the efforts that your teachers put behind it, and we're here to support it, right? So whether it's on your level, whether it's you're interested in starting an elective, okay, a new class around here, if it could help our students, I better deliver, okay? So that's one of our goals that you'll always hear. The second is data-driven decision-making. Okay, why? Why do we do this? Okay, well, there's got to be some reason for it, not just because I felt like it. Okay, so my partnership with you is, let's go along the same lines of you starting something. Let's say you want to start a club. Okay, you come to me and then tell me why. Tell me why it makes sense. Okay, well, I have these 10 other people that are going to join. Okay, here's what we're going to do with this club. Okay, so we use data to help drive that decision. So we always bring it back to one of these 4 again. Improve school climate and culture. Okay, I will never stop until we're number 1. Okay, that's my goal in everything. Hey, I get in the car, I put my seatbelt faster on than anybody else. Okay, I want to win in everything that I do. Okay, and if I feel the same way about doing things for you to make this the premier, the platinum high school, not only in the county, in the state, but all over the country. Okay, so whatever I can do to help you feel that same passion and energy that I have for improving Holmdel High School, okay, you have my word, I will help you get there. And finally, build relationships with all stakeholders, okay? The standard to which I hold you is very high, okay? And for some of us, okay, did you get a message from me this morning at probably 8 o'clock or so? Raise your hand if you got that message. Okay, I thank you for being in tune to it, okay? But it's very easy, okay, very easy to just be tied to that cell phone and not use it for great things, okay? And one of the great things you'll use it for is for your schoolwork, okay? Communication from the principal, communication from the other administrators, communication from your counselors and your teachers, okay? I purposely left off in my post the end time. I only put the start time for today. Okay, I wanted to share with you as an example of how I will hold you to a high standard. Right? Telling you that today's orientation will conclude at 2 o'clock, and yet we still got a lot of questions. What time's it over? What time's it over? What time's it over? Okay, well, if you want to be the adult, okay, you're getting ready for high school, you want to show that us and your parents that you're mature, okay? Now, giving you that opportunity by sharing information with you, letting you know that we're going to hold you to a high standard, okay? And I wouldn't hold you there if I knew you couldn't meet it, right? So that was just one example. So always be on the lookout for communication from us, okay? And that way, there's no confusion, okay? That's obviously what we're trying to avoid. Okay, so always increase student achievement. We'll always use data to drive decision-making. We'll always look to build our school climate and culture, and we'll always look to build relationships. Okay, a new initiative. Okay, you're gonna if you noticed the signs around the building, or you saw the TVs. Okay, a new thing coming out this year is called Living Holmdel Blue. Okay, Ms. Rizzatello was very integral in getting this off the ground and getting started. And this is pre-K to 12. Okay, everyone's going to be involved in this. Okay, so we're always going to be respectful, live responsibly, uphold fairness, and embrace citizenship. Okay, as we go through our student recognition program throughout not only this school year, but the next 4 years, we're always going to tie it back to these things. Are you living blue? Okay, very simple question. You make a poor decision. How did you not live blue there? Right? When we asked you to put your cell phone away and you kind of rolled your eyes, okay, that's not being respectful. Okay, I wouldn't pull out my cell phone if you come into my office and talk to me, right? We expect that same. Okay, so everything's always going to be tied back to our vision, okay, and then living blue. All right, so let's talk about the rotating schedule a little bit. Okay, for those of you that are coming to us from SATs, okay, this will look very, very similar, okay, with a few other intricacies that are very specific to Holmdel High School, okay, and Freshmen. All right, so you know all about the 4 days, the letter days, A, B, C, D. On A, 4 and 8 is dropped, B, 3 and 7, C, 2 and 6, and then D, 1 and 5. Okay, now looking at this schedule, does anybody want to take a guess why I chose our program to start at 11 o'clock and end at 2 o'clock? No, sir. Our program today. Okay, I'll rephrase. Okay, in looking at the rotating schedule, does anyone want to take a guess as to why I chose to start freshman orientation and new student orientation at 11 o'clock and conclude at 2 o'clock? What are your thoughts? Okay, very good. Okay, we're on the right track. What else? Yes, sir. Okay, absolutely. Okay, just moving forward. Hey, look at me. Hey, moving forward, just go right ahead. Go ahead, you can go to the back. Anybody else want to take a guess? We're on the right track, sir. Thank you very much. Yes. Boom. You got it. Okay, yeah, give him a round of applause. What's your name? What is your name? What is it? All right, I'm proud of you. That's a good job. Thanks for being brave. Okay, exactly. All right, so you got to get up earlier because you're coming to school earlier. Okay, our school day starts at 7:21. It's our expectation that you're in class, okay, getting that valuable instruction which you need at 7:21. Lunch starts way earlier, okay? So today was a good example. Hopefully, unlike some others that we had to excuse, had lunch before you got here, okay? And then, of course, we'll talk about what happens after school and some opportunities for some good nourishment. So very good, proud of you. And those are two big differences, okay? The fact that we start school early and lunch is earlier. Now, moving forward, I'm going to give you a couple examples of student schedules. However, each are going to look a little bit different. I'm going to go into why each are different. So in this case, okay, all freshmen, hey, you will be enrolled in a health class, okay? You might take PE also, or you'll option out of PE if you met the various requirements, but all freshmen will take health marking period 4. Okay, you're used to it more in the winter. Yours will be at the end of the school year. Okay, so in this case, period 1 is health and PE, English 9, bio. Okay, now we're going to take a look at study hall, being semester 1, period 4, and then an elective semester 2, period 4. Moving on, graphic design, that's another elective, okay, in semester 1, and then study hall semester 2. And then just 3 classes after that. And I'm going to break that down a little bit. And we're going to go over why there's 2 study halls in a moment. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay, so the reason I'm choosing to focus on exactly that is what you're seeing now, the difference in freshman study hall. Okay, so this was your straight schedule, periods 1 through 8. However, as you know, on an A day, periods 4 and 8 drop. Okay, so now you're looking at 1, 2, 3 before lunch, and then you're looking at 5, 6, 7 after lunch. Okay, so as Aiden eloquently pointed out to us, okay, you will see freshman study hall in your schedule. Okay, so with that, depending on the letter day, so as you look in your schedule, for example, for this, on A days, when your study hall either falls directly before lunch or after lunch, you'll notice that it'll say freshman study hall. Now, you'll check the app, I'm sure, each day to be reminded as to where you go, when, and when freshman study hall pops up, you'll report to the SATS cafeteria. Okay, the expectation is that all freshmen report to the SATS cafeteria on 1 letter day, 1 day per rotation. Okay, and then you'll remain in there, and that'll be a quiet study area for you to make sure you're catching up on your schoolwork, okay, getting your life together as you're ready to knock out the rest of your classes. So that's why you see it twice on your schedule. Now, when study hall rolls around on B, C, and D days in this sample schedule, okay, you're just like the remainder of the school building. Okay, you'd report here to the auditorium, and then you could stay in the auditorium here. You can go to the media center for another quiet study, and we have the Hive available as well. Or you can visit guidance, the nurse, our wellness center, if your teachers are available. Okay, but those are the opportunities during study hall. Okay, study hall is not an opportunity for you to not stay focused on the priority, which is your schoolwork. Okay, so that's the basically the summary on freshman study hall. Are there any questions on that? All right, so we're reporting to the SATS cafeteria when it falls into your schedule. All right, so here's B day. Okay, and on B days, you know, period 3 and period 7 are dropped. Okay, in high school, your science class, once per rotation, has a lab attached, right? So you see biology/lab. Once per rotation, you'll stay either into lunch if it falls before, or if you have an afternoon science class, you would leave lunch early. Okay, so what I mean by that is, as you can see here, period 2, which is block 3, you would remain in your class till 10:44. Okay, so you stay in class. That lunch bell rings, you don't leave. Okay, you stay there and you're engaging in the lab activity. Then at 10:44, you would leave, okay? And then you would be able to go to the Commons, Hive, SATS cafeteria from 10:47 to 11:10 and have lunch. Okay, so once per rotation, and your teachers will guide you through this without any problem, but once per rotation in your science class, you will remain there, and lunch will only be half the amount of time that is. Okay, so this example is shown here. Sorry. Okay, on this C day, okay, as you can see, period 2 and 6 are dropped. Just want to kind of give you an example as to what this looks like with the various study halls and different activities. So here, 341, unit lunch, Commons, Hive, SATS cafeteria. Those are the places in which you can eat lunch, and then different electives are included here. When you notice you see study hall in this schedule, it doesn't say freshman study hall, okay, because it fell here in this period, which is not the period before or after lunch, so you're good. Okay, so you would just report to the auditorium, and then from there you can go to the media center, the Hive, or the other places in which we discussed. Okay, and then finally, in terms of student schedules, okay, this is just an example of like I showed you on B-Day, where you're, in this case, biology, this class is after lunch. Okay, so a bell will ring, okay, at 10:44. Okay, you would leave lunch, whether you're in the Commons, the Hive, or the SATS cafeteria, and then you would report to your biology class. Okay, so that's a big difference coming here in that for your lab science classes. So within your schedule, if it says, whether it's biology, chemistry, physics, okay, /lab, the days in which it's attached to lunch, meaning before or after, you would report to class pursuant here. Okay, like I said, your teachers will guide you, and it's an opportunity to get some extra instruction during that long unit lunch period. Okay, all right, so just want to let you know that about what is going to be going on in terms of what you see here. So, and this is specific to some of you, not all of you, but in the event, okay, that you have waived into a class, okay, you didn't necessarily qualify for that class, it'll be your responsibility to attend 8 extra help sessions during marking period 1. Each classroom will have what you see behind me on the board. Okay, you'll take your phone. We'll go over our expectations with cell phones in a moment. Okay, but you'll take your phone, you will scan this QR code. It'll link you to a Google form, and there you'll just basically sign in. Okay, that's your attestation that you are meeting the requirements because you waived into the class. Okay, so that's how waivers and extra help are tied together. You'll also use this when you are joining a club. Okay, and that's how we'll use our check-in as well. Okay, this is solely to ensure that you are holding up your end of the bargain, okay, being enrolled in a class via a waiver. Yes, sir. Okay, then we'll help you. Okay, that's a great point. In the event that you cannot scan the QR code, okay, your Chromebook likely can, okay, or a teacher will help you. But I appreciate you bringing that up. Okay, good. Question, sir. Okay, that's cool. I would probably do that too if it were me. What kind of electives do you have? All right, you can tell me later, but that's not uncommon. All right, that's cool. Yeah, don't get worked up on the language unless you want it. Okay, in Power School, it hasn't been turned on yet, okay, but very soon you'll see what's called a Hornet homeroom. Unlike SATS, okay, we don't have homeroom built in our schedule, okay, but there may be times in which we call you to your Hornet homeroom. Okay, it could be like an opportunity right now, okay, where there's a presentation and we got to get you in some secure place. Okay, we would say report to your Hornet homeroom. Okay, so, and that we'll use that for our drills as well. So if you're curious as to why you see that, as soon as it pops up in Power School, the only reason is that it's a place for us to go when we need to have you accountable. Okay, so like I said, for drills, evacuations, things of that nature, for testing, okay, we use our Hornet homeroom. So as soon as I turn that feature on in Power School, you'll see Hornet homeroom, and that'll be the location in which you would move to. But keep in mind, as I showed you before in the sample schedules, there is no homeroom built in your schedule. Okay, let's talk about study hall. Okay, so we're trying to just make this better, okay, make this more efficient. And you may have heard some opportunities for student flex, okay, meaning that you don't have to be here if you don't have a class, okay? So let's talk about this right now. Okay, if you have study hall block 1, okay, all students, okay, grades 9 to 12 are afforded the opportunity to flex. Okay, so let's say you have study hall period 1 in your schedule. So on A days, you do not have to come to school for 7:21. We allow you to flex in. Okay, meaning you could sleep late, but if you want, you're more than welcome to come here. You just report to study hall, and a lot of students, am I right? A lot of students take the advantage of the opportunity to come in early and get their work done? Definitely. Okay, so that is a gift. Okay, like I said before, we hold you to a high standard. Okay, want to give you that opportunity should you need it. But of course, you don't have to. If your parents drop you off, or you have a sibling that drives you, or you take the bus, okay, no problem. You just report to study hall as normal. But we do allow you to flex in. You are required then, though, to be in class for the start of block 2. Okay, moving up here. Now, seniors. Seniors are afforded the opportunity for flex time as well. Okay, they can leave before lunch, during lunch, and after lunch, provided that their study hall is tied to those. Okay, so like you have freshman study hall, theirs is basically a flex period, okay? And we look at that as a privilege, okay? Do many students take advantage of those opportunities? You can tell the truth this time. Very much so, okay? I think it's a good opportunity for students. Many of our students will utilize that to, as I said before, okay, take advantage of opportunities here within school, okay, the opportunity to go home and then maybe have lunch at home and then get some extra work done and then come on back. But seniors are afforded this opportunity, but no other time. Okay, we discussed freshman study hall. You report to the SATS cafeteria. If you have study hall block 3 or block 5, that'll happen once per rotation. The study hall locations, again, auditorium, media center, hive, guidance, the wellness center, and the nurse. Okay? And then, of course, like we said, students in grades 9, 10, 11, you'll check in here. When you don't have freshman study hall, you'll check in here, okay? And then you're able to go to the locations in which you see here. All right. Okay. We'll cover that when it's time to discuss your life as a senior. Deal? Okay. All right, some quick components here. Cell phones, okay? We give you a little more latitude with cell phones than you had in middle school, okay? You are not allowed to have them in class, out and about, okay? Just as you have them away right now, that's our expectation, okay? There are pocket holders for you to put them in class, okay? And the teacher may or may not require that. However, they are to be away. We do allow them in the halls, during study hall, and at lunch, okay? But of course, that's a privilege as well. And try and live free from your cell phone a little bit. You could do it. I believe in you. Your locker, each one of you has been assigned a locker, okay? And it even tells you in Power School where that locker is. There's no expectation from us that you use that locker. That would be up to you. But of course, you'll treat it properly. Speaking of treat it properly, okay, your Chromebook, okay, you'll carry that with you for the next 4 years, so you want to treat it well. In the student device agreement, you'll notice the charge and if you break it or lose it, okay? So you want to take good care of that. If you have any issues, which is bound to happen, you just visit the circulation desk in the media center, and Mr. Baranowski will hook you up from there, okay? But take good care of that thing. Okay. GPA, okay, we've talked about this before, and I'm going to share this out, and I'm going to have specific information for you as freshmen coming into your inbox on Wednesday when I see you next for our first day of school, okay? But you should start thinking about, like Dr. Cascone discussed, you should start thinking about what all this means to you. What type of goals do you have now that you're entering into high school? Because now it really counts, okay? Now it all counts. So this should be, you don't think so? I think it does. Now it all counts, right? So, okay, you're going to want to keep a keen eye on your GPA, okay? And I'm sure my colleagues over there can tell you, okay, my colleagues meaning the students, can tell you that it's very important to start off your freshman year strong with a great GPA. But more information coming your way on this topic and all these topics on Wednesday when you come into school. So I just want to finish with a couple things here. Okay, as we wrap up, okay, I feel that sometimes I fall victim to this. Like if I need some quick information, okay, well, let's see who does it the same that I do. If you need some quick intel, what do? Boom, okay, we just Google it, okay? And sometimes I get real frustrated at myself because I can hold myself to a higher standard, okay, and find things that are out there that aren't the first hit, okay, that 5 other million people haven't just clicked on, okay? So that's my hope for you, that you get out there, okay, with your eyes locked on a goal that you've set for yourself, and you start to discover the unsearchable, okay? Figure out what's out there that not everybody is putting their eyes on, okay? And you want it to be something that fits you and your goals, okay? So go out there and discover the unsearchable, because someone in here will, okay? And you'll look back to today, I know, and be like, that clown, that was my principal, man. He gave me the motivation to do that, and that'd be really cool. Just kidding. Okay. All right, so last couple things, okay? I'm going to walk you through a couple slides and tell me what you notice. Very good. Okay, so just moving back a little bit. Okay, here we are. This is your freshman year of high school. Okay, now tell me what you noticed between the few slides coming your way. Sophomore, very good. Junior and senior. Okay, now what do you notice about this slide and this one? That is the number of years. Very good. What's the difference? What's the difference in the dash? It gets bigger, right? So in 4 years, okay, I will speak to you just on graduation day, just like this, okay? And we're going to look back and we're going to talk about filling our dash, okay? Some of us, okay, will have this short bit of information that you see here. So in the 4 years, we'll look back and like, I don't know, I really didn't try hard. I didn't really get involved. Okay, I didn't try my best. Okay, I wasn't something that I can really look back on and I'm excited about. Okay, others, you'll have a long dash like this, okay, because you filled that bucket. Okay, the second you walked in here, you started filling things up. Okay, so that experience that you've been here, okay, for 4 years is going to have a number of awesome opportunities that's shake your head because I know you're going to agree, they're going to help you when you're filling out your college applications, correct? Okay, when you start writing your college essay, okay? So I'm going to ask you, just like I'm going to ask those students, okay, on graduation day, how'd you fill your dash? Okay, how'd you live your dash? And my expectation is that you got a lot of things that you're going to fill that bucket with. Okay, so with that, okay, I leave you with also one other thing that you see around the building, okay? This was shared with me almost 4 years ago. Actually 3, I should say, okay? For some reason, okay, the wing structure of a hornet amongst itself the hornet shouldn't be able to fly, okay? But for some reason, despite all that, the hornet can, which I think is pretty cool, which is summarized in my favorite phrase, which you'll see or which you'll hear me say every time I break. As we break right now, what is it? Take flight.